The CinemaQ Film Festival starts tonight. In fact, it starts in just a few minutes with the first feature film screening at 4 o'clock. The event is Denver's only LGBTQ plus film festival.
The artistic director of the Sie Film Center, Keith Garcia, joins us this afternoon. Thank you so much for coming. Let's talk about CinemaQ. What's the festival? What can people expect? What's this all about?
Well, this is our 17th year of CinemaQ. We are Colorado's only queer film festival now, which means a lot. Really, we take our job seriously. We've just brought the best of queer film to the CinemaQ Film Festival this weekend, and we just really hope everyone comes and checks it out.
Yeah, I feel like the film industry has been in the headlines for one reason or another in the last couple of years. Why is it so important now to support local film and local film festivals?
It's especially important because I think as we, especially in the LGBTQ, the LGBTQ community, are being attacked all the time, but right now particularly there's a focus. Working with your local art house and your local film festival is the best way to see these films, learn new stories, meet queer individuals, and just kind of empathize essentially with a community, and also for people within that community to strengthen themselves within that. So, and doing it over a movie, which entertainment and movies are kind of the best way to bring people together.
I want to hear about some of the events you have planned. Cartoons and cereal tomorrow morning.
Yes.
What is that?
Well, in honor of an Australian animated queer film that we're playing at 11 called Lesbian Space Princess, we'll have an hour before called Saturday Morning Cartoons, where it's free cereal, and we'll have cartoons from the 80s and 90s on screen that were a little queer-coded. As someone who grew up in that time period, I definitely felt the cartoon spoke to me specifically a little bit more on The Secret. So it'll just be a fun hour before that film.
I'd love to ask you a question, because I feel now in all series, movies, kind of everything you see, there's always one queer character kind of plugged in that represents, the queer community.
Sure.
But the queer community is certainly not a monolith, right?
No.
Do you find that that is enough representation, or are there any characters that, people might know and respond to that do work, that do kind of speak to the community as a whole?
I think especially the last few years, it seems as if there has kind of been a peppering of stuff. And ultimately, I think it's the biggest goal over all these years has been, how do we just make it so that everyone is just represented, be it queer, be it Black, be it, POC, everything. These marginalized communities that have been kind of pushed aside, or they're the special guest, in these things, but we're not special guests in life. And I think these films, especially within queer cinema, our focus has been queer vision, queer voices, and queer visibility, and that's kind of the point. These films are particularly very queer. They're about entirely queer characters, but it's how we fold those stories into real life that really kind of creates the change, which we've been on a good tear for a few years, and hopefully we keep that momentum going where, like I said, it's just about real life and how everyone empathizes with each other as human beings.
Well said. Yeah.
Any particular movies you're most excited about this weekend?
Oh, so many. I mean, we had access to the best, and it was really hard kind of winning it down to a small crop.
What a fun job, though.
Exactly. There's a great documentary called Move Your Body, The Birth of House, which is about house music, which got its start on the south side of Chicago, had a really great run, and then was kind of stolen away for many years, but has been reclaimed, especially for the ball community and other places. There's a great film called Plain Clothes, really interesting gay drama. Fantastic documentary tomorrow about the trans attorney who is fighting the Supreme Court for trans rights, and why that's such an important individual, and they're the first to be doing that. But it's so many other stories, pictures of lives, and all sorts of stuff going on with all the films this weekend. So you really can't lose with any choice that you make at a film this weekend.
Keith, thanks for spending some time with us today, and hopefully, our audience wants to come see some of these films and, get immersed in your community in such a beautiful way, because art is the best way, I think, to meet someone on their level. Exactly.
And as I told some of the people before, you don't have to be gay or queer to come to CinemaQ, but it does help. So.
Not it does help. You're so funny.
We love our allies. So.
Keith Garcia, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.